I just created this channel just to talk, honestly, and talk about how I think, my opinions on things, this, that, so forth, so on. But today's video is more so going to be about the book that I'm reading right now. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. If you've never read this book, you need to get this book. It will change your life. Even if you only read the first chapter of the book and put it down and never touch it again for the rest of your life will still change. So in the book, it says, in every living thing, a guidance system or a goal-striving device has been put in by its creator to achieve a goal. And in the simplest form, every living thing's goal is to live, right? Just to survive. So in animals, to survive, they just need to know how to find food, how to avoid danger, etc., right? And it's different for people. So people, yes, they need to do the same things, find food, avoid danger. But for us, we have more emotional and spiritual needs than an animal, right? So our built-in guidance device or our goal-striving device is more complex than an animal's. We can solve problems or get answers to a problem. We can start a business. We can develop a better personality. To live for people means more than just survival. It's more than that, right? So it explains the concept deeper by giving an example of how a squirrel born in the spring that has never experienced winter, when fall comes, still gathers nuts in the winter so it has food to eat, because it already knows its built-in guidance system is already telling it what to do. With animals, its guidance system is preset to say. It has gold images that are limited to only survival. And for us, we have something called creative imagination. So we can imagine anything to be our goal, and we can achieve that. If your goal is to be a #1 Formula One driver ever, you can do that. You can literally do whatever you put your mind to. Most people who think, oh, this person is lucky, this person is different than me, no. They just use their imagination. And you have to use yours if you want to do anything extraordinary, anything spectacular out of life. You have to use your imagination, because it is literally the tool that is going to do exactly what you want it to. And you're in control of it. You live with yourself every day. You're in control of your mind. And if you're not, your mind is going to control your life. And then he goes into how this system in us works, this guidance system. He calls it a servo mechanism, right? So there's two functions to it. The first one being that you know the goal or you know the target and your objective is to reach it or accomplish it. And then the second type being you don't know the goal or the target and your objective is to discover or locate it. So he gives an example of the first type of function as a targeted missile, right? A targeted missile has the objective of a ship, right? Or that's the goal, to reach the ship. So once the objective is known, now it has to have a propulsion or something that moves forward to that goal, right? And you need sense organs to do that, like a radar. When the radar is going off and the missile is on track, it gives it positive feedback. And then when the radar shows that it's too far to the right, it gives it negative feedback. And once the positive feedback is recognized, it keeps doing the same thing because that's successful. It's not going to change what's working or what works, right? It's only going to correct the negative feedback. So it's only going to move closer to the goal through negative feedback. So it knows that it's too far to the right. The radar shows that, and then it corrects itself back on track. Now, let's say it goes too far to the left. Again, more negative feedback. It's going to correct itself again until it's aligned with the ship. Then it reaches the goal. You reach a goal that you want to accomplish by moving forward, making errors, and then continuously correcting your errors. And this applies to literally anything. If you want to start a business, you're not just going to know X, Y, and Z on what to do. You're going to move forward, make a mistake, and then correct it. So that means whatever goal you have, as long as you have it and know that it is possible, your brain automatically starts finding and looking for answers to solve the problem. And he breaks this concept down as in, it's as simple as picking up a pen, right? You don't think I have to extend my shoulder this much and I have to retract my tricep, etc., to pick this pin up. No. All you do is think about picking up the pin. Your eye sees the pin, thinks about the degree it needs to reach the pin, and then you just go to grab the pin and correct yourself going to grab it. For the second function, where the objective is to discover the goal or the target, gives an example of you being in a dark room, right? And you know, or you hope that there's a pin in the room, and your hand is going to go back and forth on the table, going through all the objects until eventually you recognize the pin. But all in all, to sum up the chapter that I read, how I truly feel about it, honestly, I thought this way before, but I've never knew how to put it into words. And it's like when you read things that you think or things that you just know are described in a way where it's like, now I could really like explain it to somebody, right? But it's so important about knowing that you can do anything that you want in this world, in this life. You genuinely have one life to live. You can do whatever you want as long as you believe it to be possible. The reason why people don't do anything, they hate on other people, they think somebody has something that they don't, is just based off the way they think. Literally, that's it. It literally just summed up. You can have a goal. You have something in your brain already that is literally working for you. It's working for you to become successful. You just need to think that it's actually possible and take the act. If you truly believe something's possible, you're going to take the action regardless.